Hello, Mr. Terry. Welcome back to Terrific Terry Thursday, Trifecta Terry Thursday. Got about a minute before the first race at Gulfstream Park today, it looks like. So what we'll do real quick is we'll just get straight to our picks for Gulfstream Park number 1, Terry.
Okay.
And then see if we can't maybe backfill some information there. So what do you like in race number 1, where they're going to go 1 16 miles on the turf?
I like the number 7, the Town, finished third versus similar on the dirt at Gulfstream Park, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then Nickel C, the 8, finished third. And the last 2 races has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like 2, Coach Kane. Best turf speed is fast among today's starters, tied with another horse. Trainer and jockey have high win percentages, and they added Lasix. And then number 10, Leo's Rocket, finished third versus similar on the all-weather track. And in its only start, but the Dam has 2 winners from 5 starters, but no turf winners. No bets for me in this race.
Yeah, I have the 7 too as my top. The Town. The Town is a top last race speed figure. You'll see that on our smart sheets here. 4 points better than everybody else. Yesterday, we had a lot of top last race speed figure types take home the titles at Tampa Bay Downs. See a lot of first-time starters here today too. Terry, Coach Kane, the 2 horse is a yes horse as well. This is a maiden race, so we're looking for speed figures. Horses that can hit 80 or more. We do see that the 7 has that, as does Coach Kane. Third time after a layoff, another one of those yes horses catching Lasix for the first time. The 8 horse, Nickel C, it's a maybe horse, means it comes within 4 points of that 80 speed figure, so 76. That guy has got 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. It is our simulation favorite, tied with the 7 in there, and maybe catching more distance. So 3 speed figure increases in a row, 15% angle, according to Barry Meadows. And then finally, I have the 9, High Leverage. This is one of our top-rated first-time starters. Maybe should have put the 11 in there instead. Tough to tell. But it is one of the top, does have the best series of back works. That's why I went with it over the 11. As you mentioned, Terry, no bets for me either. And so we do have our Benny and the bets, where we have $100 to do with what we like. And Terry ordinarily uses them on his best bet of the day. Speaking of a best bet, it's always one of the best bets you can get is free picks. I don't think there's any questioning that over at Horse Race Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Only 4 tracks running today. Turf Paradise is the free one. All these cancellations just killing everything. When the show is over, right here, you'll see Gulfstream Park picks. You'll click on that. Here you'll find a link to today's smart sheet, an explanation on how to use them. If you like what we're doing, there's a tip jar. Kindly let us know so we can get a cup of coffee or some Diet Mountain Dew. And there's the link to the free track. Here you'll see a race replay. In the description in YouTube, we'll also timestamp all the races so you can come back and watch them at your leisure. And then, of course, you know the drill about thumbs up, liking, subscribing, and all of that good stuff. Real quick for race number 2, if you do the daily doubles, there you see Terry's picks, and there you see my picks. So you can go about that. The horses continue to load for race number 1 on a 10-race card at Gulfstream Park. All right, so as they get into the gates, they're about ready to go. Let's see what I have pop out the screen here, and I'll kind of describe what I see in what looks like, at least by their standards, a chilly day, because everybody's kind of dressed from head to toe. Yeah, everybody's got like jackets and stuff on. It's probably 70 degrees now. They're all freezing. It's like 5 here or something like that this morning. Kind of cold. And they're off and they're running. A pretty clean break for just about everybody. It's like a line of horses, like a stampede. Looks a lot like one of those European races as everybody's running across the track. They try to get themselves down for position. The 4 horse right now, Gus Swayze. That one is out on the lead. We thought it might be one of the pace setters. The 9 horse, a first-time starter out there too, in the shotgun position. Maybe a little bit fast. I would say probably more than a little bit fast at 22.27 for the opening quarter. They're going to have to really dial that back for those two to stay out front, but you never know. You got the 8 horse, Nickel C, with the 3 speed figure increases in a row. And then the 10 horse, Leo's Rocket in the first 4. Then you got the 6. That one is Serac. And I think behind the 6, it's tough to tell, but maybe the 3 horse. I hate when they go to that front angle. They did slow it down a little bit to 47 and 43. So they ran 25 in the second half. The 9, the 8, still chasing the 4, although the 9 horse now starting to engage a little bit. He still hasn't been asked to go, but it looks like he's now going to make his move up on that 4 horse. The 8 horse is going to try to see if the rail opens up and make its dash, and he just jammed into the 4. Somebody's about to be disqualified. I would think that there's a good chance that could be the 8 horse. The 5 horse is coming up aggressively. The 9 horse is trying to fight in there. Here comes the 7 on the outside. So it's going to go 8, 7, 5, 6, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 1. The 8 was your simulation favorite. The 7 was that top total pace horse. There's the 5 was that top pace horse early on. I do think the 8 could have some problems, though, hanging on to the wing. Hello, Don Johnson. How are you? And then we'll see what this has to say in English. A link to watch the Gulfstream races. Carlos, you're going to have to watch them on either TVG or Twin Spires or Bet Us or any of those available places. So Nickel G was that horse. Again, we see it did hit the finish line first. Was a sim favorite with 3 consecutive speed figure increases. And indeed, getting extra distance did help that guy. I just don't know that smashing that horse out of the way is going to work to his favor. What do you think, Terry?
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah.
All right. So race number 2, now that we have a little bit more time, we'll get into the smart sheets and everything else. This one, Terry, is a 1.70 miles. It's an all-weather race. Again, we're looking at a maiden race where that speed figure of 71 is critical. And in race number 2, as we take a look at horses that have come close to or topped that speed figure, we see plenty to choose from.
That's right. Take a look there that all of them except for the 3 have got a yes, and also the 4 a maybe, which is within 4 points of being there. So, they all have nice figures there, and they all have a little bit of a chance to do it, especially the 5, according to the figures here in the Par Plus numbers.
Yeah, so Par Plus is 1,000 simulations where we put out a potential speed figure. And in the case of the 1 horse, Spirit of Jamaica, 160 out of 1,000 times, it met that threshold. You got a couple class droppers here. One real big class dropper, Jessica's Dream, moving down 1.5 lengths almost. We also see that the horse is making its second start. And with upside, Jessica's Dream can turn that no into a yes, hitting 75, Terry. As far as yeses, if you were going to say yes to a jockey and yes to a trainer, where would you start your yeses at?
Well, the jockey would be the 2, and the 5 would be the trainer, but I think the 2 is the best jockey-trainer combination here.
Indeed. If we look down here, our race shape tells us the 4 and 5 want to be out front. 4 has some speed. The 2 wants to be out there as well as the 7. They're left arrow horses, closers with enough early speed to be a part of the early pace. Terry, our C-zone measures how likely today's race will match their best performances, and we have one that looks like it's better than the rest by a lot.
Yeah, that 5 is way far ahead of everybody else. It's way past that 50% threshold we like to see.
Mm-hmm. As far as our, there's definitely an inquiry going on there. As far as the simulation odds are concerned, you see very tight. Not a big favorite there, although the 2 horse on the back end here. So total pace, early pace plus late pace equals total pace. 5 points equals 1 length. If this is right, the 2 horse Game Changer will be the game changer and take home the prize in race number 2. Terry, how do you think it'll play out?
I like Starship Aspen. The 7 drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like number 5, Lost Cyber. Finished 3rd versus similar in the last race, a high percentage winning trainer and can handle today's distance. Number 2, Game Change Jolly, switches to high percentage winning jockey, highest last speed rating. And then number 6 is my long shot. It's just a game, can improve while returning to a route. Best all-weather speed is faster than the average winning speed, and blinkers are added to keep her mind on business. I'm going to play the very first Don Johnson Miami Vice pick 4, 257, 145, 145 with 458, $40 ticket.
I have the 3 horse. Jessica's Dream. That's my top pick. Second race par ability, as we saw in the smart sheet, so it can get to that speed figure. But also, we take a look at that. The biggest class dropper by far, moving down 1.5 lengths. That's a pretty sizable drop. Number 5, La Cyber is the simulation favorite. And as we pointed out, the standalone C-Zone 71. Anytime I see this, like one that just stands out, I cannot tell you how many times that horse at least runs well. Number 2, Game Changer Jolie is your top total pace by 7 points, Terry. It's the other class dropper along with the 3. And then Starship Aspen, the 7 horse. The only time that horse ran on all weather, that performance fit. I'm going to go a pick 4, 3x3x3 again. Although I'm regretful I didn't do a little bit more than that yesterday, because I did have in my picks every winner on the card, but just not in my pick 4s, including the $44 one. You know how you order them up. If you order a vanilla ice cream on a cone and you get vanilla ice cream on a cone, you can't complain if chocolate doesn't show up, right?
That's true.
So my pick 4 is 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 7, 2, 4, 5, 3, 5, 8. And then I'm going to spend some of my Benny in the bets bucks. $5 exact the key box with the 3 over the 2, the 5, and the 7. They did not drop that 8 horse. So it did go 8, 7, 5, and 6 in the opener. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest with you, because he just absolutely smashed that horse out of his way. But hey, race 3, they're going to go a mile and a 16th. They're going to do it on the Tapeta course. A mile and a 16th on the Tapeta course tends to favor horses, perhaps to come from the middle of the pack, try to close their way to the finish line, Terry. Take a look at the early going in race number 3 and get an indication of who might get us started, and maybe a little bit of company.
Yeah, the 7 has the best numbers, but everybody in here, at least the 3, 5, 1, and 4, all have pretty good percentages compared to the 7. So if the 7 has any trouble at all, it's anybody's guess who'll get there.
Yeah, really nobody wants to be out on the lead. You don't have a true pilot. You got a bunch of co-pilots and a bunch of closers. So the 7, the 3, the 5, you have a lot of horses that are going to be maybe a little more forward than they're used to. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, Terry, but we do know that C-Zone says this race could work pretty well for a few.
Yeah, all but the 7 have some kind of C-Zone numbers, and there's 2 of them above the 50% threshold that we like to see, and that's that 3 and that 5.
Yeah, interesting. We don't talk about the chart a whole lot over here, but here you see the 7 is your only class dropper. On the chart, it's also the most upside relative to the other horses. In its average race is the top in the group right there, Terry, but it does not have the top in the group connections.
No, the 4 is the best jockey. The 5 is the best trainer. But you know what? I think the 6 is the best jockey-trainer combination.
Could well be. As far as the 5 horse is concerned, Terry, it does have the last race speed figure, 4 points better than everybody else. Got a bunch of horses here again, tight in the simulation odds, with the 4 and the 5 sharing co-favorite status. The 7 with the most upside, also the top total pace horse in there, Terry, on the class drop. So in race number 3, there's a lot of different ways you can take this race. Which way did you take it?
I like the 4 Cam's Princess. She ran second versus him in her last race, has a high percentage winning jockey, and can go the distance. Then Whirlwind, the 1, finished third versus him in the last race, has a high percentage winning jockey as well, can handle the distance. You know, when you know is the 5 is my third pick. When last race at Gulfstream Park has the highest speed last race speed rating and a high percentage winning trainer. And then I like the 3 as my long shot. He was 50% of the money at Park's Gulfstream Park with a 13% win rate here. Holds the best all-weather speed in today's field and has a leading jockey. No bets for me in this race.
We start both with Cam's Princess at the top of our tickets right there. Cam's Princess is going to be coming at the end. It is the simulation favorite, and IRAD knows how to bring them horses home. Number 7, Smooth Claret, as we saw on our chart, most upside in the race, could be the pace setter. It is the lone class dropper with the top total pace. If it runs to its ability, could be your winner. Number 5, You Know When You Know. Top last race speed figures, we pointed out, 4 points better than everybody else. That's an Andrew Beyer angle. And this horse is continuing to improve, moving up the speed ladder the last couple of races. Finally, number 1, Whirlwind, third start after a layoff. Should rebound after some regression in the second start after the layoff. At least that's what the resume says. No additional bets for me either. 10 races. Race number 4 is next for you and I. At race number 4, they're going to go a mile on the turf. Another maiden claiming affair. We love those. 71 being the speed figure, Terry, that we're looking at in race number 4 for that maiden win. And we see a pair that have hit that hurdle.
Yeah, the 4 and the 5 have both equaled or exceeded the speed par number for today's races, and the 1 and the 2 come within 2 points, so they're pretty close there. And then if you look at the par plus numbers, that 2 has a 48.6%, which means it's pretty close to the 50% threshold we like to see.
And you see here too the 2 horse showing improvement in its early pace, its mid pace, its late pace, and in its fractions. We call that 5 ways better. That's a pretty good sign that horse is coming into form, Mr. Terry. It's also one of those maybe horses that you pointed out over here. In this case, Terry, we got a couple of maybes, a couple of yeses, 3 no's, but one of those no's is also a first-time starter, though close, but maybe a little light on the first-time starter score.
That's right. We like to see 2.5 out of the 3 maximum. And this one's a little bit lower. It's at 2.33.
Along with that, 2 horse having some ability to get out to the front. It is a low knee. Everybody else middle back. 1 and 6 have not finished within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. The 8 horse, as we pointed out, is the first time starter. That 2 horse, Terry, if it gets the lead, going to be really, really excited to be out there.
Yeah, be very comfortable. 84.99% C-zone number there, which is a really nice C-zone.
Also the speed figure edge. Heavy simulation favorite for the first time today. Although the 4 horse, it's the biggest in-race advantage over 1 length of late speed. So you got the 2 on the sim odds. You got the 4 if you like horses coming off the pace. You got the 1 as your top total pace horse in there. Terry, who's your top horse in race 4?
I like the 5, Sophie of On Fire. Finished third versus similar in the last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Lily's back. The 4 ran second versus similar in the last race. Best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Has a high percentage winning jockey and can handle the distance. That's my second choice. My third choice is the 1 Third Kiss. The rail post is winning at a 19% clip, drops a class a day, has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 30% of the races in the second grass race that he has a horse run in, and he has a good workout on January 24th. Then I like the 2 as my long shot, finished 2 lengths behind the similar on all-weather last start, has the highest last speed rating. Breeding indicates potential on the grass, and Dam has produced 1 winner from 2 starters. Should benefit from the shorter distance. I'm going to play the second Miami Vice Don Johnson pick 4, 1, 2, 4, 5 with the 5, 8 with the 3, 4, 6 with the 2, 4, 6, 10. That's a $48 ticket.
I'm going to start with the 5-2. Souffle on Fire. That horse, Mr. Terry, is one of those 2 yes horses, as we talked about with the 4, and gets Irad Ortiz today, so should get the best opportunity to win. Number 4, Lily's back. It is the other yes horse. Does like this distance. 4 times out, 3 seconds. So 3 times at Chris Parmalu, best handicapping angle. Did show better early pace last time out, but also has the best late speed numbers as well. So if it can combine the early speed and the late speed, that one could be tough to beat. Then I got that 2, Basilica Lights. That is your top last race speed figure horse. That is that really strong morning line or simulation favorite. That horse that was better 5 ways. It is your pace setter. It is your top C-zone. At 10-1, I'll take it. And then Third Kiss. Still looking for that first one, Terry. But we'll take a third when we get there. That is your top total pace horse. It is a left arrow horse, and it is exceptionally dangerous. I'm really not happy to leave it off my ticket because it is your morning line favorite to boot, but it is also your only maiden special weight dropper. You go down the list, everybody else has been in the maiden claiming ranks. So those lone maiden special weight droppers tend to do exceptionally well. And maybe the 8 horse shocks us because it's the first time starter. But That is my biggest concern, leaving the one off of my pick 4 ticket. But I don't know. I felt like I can go 5 by 5 by 5 by 5 all the way through these tickets, and maybe all by all by all by all. Then I know I'll win one. 2, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 8, 6, 8. Probably the worst race to go to. And then 4, 6, 9, and 10. I feel like the pick 4 sequences today, Terry, are pretty tough. What about you?
I do, yeah. I think they're very tough. Although, we did win one yesterday. It was pretty nice, $90 for your first one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I had all the horses in my picks, just didn't have them in the right spots. So, yeah, because I rank them in order. I don't rank them like I think this one's going to finish first. I think this one's going to finish second. I rank them in order of their chances to win. And sometimes the difference between my first horse's chances to win and my fourth horse's chances to win are big, and sometimes they're small, right? Mm-hmm. But, it's one of those things where the races you think it's a small gap, sometimes those horses on the top do the best. And where you think there's a big gap or a small gap, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is sometimes the races you think look obvious aren't as obvious, and the ones that don't look obvious are more obvious. In English, that's what I was trying to say. The first half of the card ends in race number 5, 6 furlongs on the dirt track. That's going to favor speed for sure, Terry. So if we're looking for some octane when the gates open, okay, a couple of them a little bit faster than everybody else, but a lot of them with a chance to be forward.
That's true. You made a true statement there. But that 2 and 8, if they both get good breaks, it's going to be kind of a contest between which one gets to that quarter pole first.
I try to make mostly true statements, Terry. That's my attempt. But if I don't make a true statement, it's not a lie. It's just that I didn't know what I was talking about at that moment. All these horses have either hit par or been within 3 points. So it's sort of a symmetrical race in there, Terry, for sure. Maybe we can find some value in this one.
Well, take a look at the 2. It's from, 9-1 to 12-1. The 5 goes from 5-1 to 8-1, and that 6 is from 5-1 to 6-1. So
I like with the 3 horse here. It's a long shot, but I like when I see a horse that has better pace early and better fractions, especially when it's the only horse to do that, Terry. In the race, you got 3 horses that want to be forward, 3 in the back. You have 1 in the middle here. Those are Sesame Street horses, I call them, Terry. They're unlike all of the others. And unlike all of the others, Proud American ran a speed figure 7 points better than everybody else last time out. You can get an okay trip, but it looks like somebody else might run their horse around the track a little bit better.
Yeah, the 8 looks like the best jockey, and the 4 the best trainer, but the 8 I think is the best jockey trainer combination.
5 is the best combination of early speed and late speed. Terry, who's got the best combination of hay angles to make the top of your picks here?
Well, I like 5 Dogwood Crossing, finished in the money in 4 races out of the last 5 starts at Gulfstream Park, winning 2 of those. So a very competitive horse, has a high percentage winning trainer. Then Blazing Brew Carroll, the 8 drops in class today, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, and has a trainer that wins 27% of the races when dropping a horse down 2+ classes. Number 4, Proud American, won last race at Gulfstream Park, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 30% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse. And then Want to Be Loved, the 7 is my long shot, finished 3rd in the last race at Gulfstream Park, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets here for me.
I'm going to start with the 8, Blazing Bucciero. That guy, Mr. Terry, should be better in the second start after layoff. Got Irad, got the pace setter in there. Number 3, Adios Mate. That one is a long shot, 20-1. Has some early speed, and I think this horse, based upon its most recent workout, going to come out hot. Then the 5, that one is Dogwood Crossing, is your number 1 closer. Top total pace horse, and did run a Z pattern last time out. And if you're new, here's what we're talking about with a Z pattern. You see here that we had an 81 for your early pace, then a little bit of a rest in the middle of the race with a 78, and then a second wind of a 92. So there you go, Z pattern. Finally, number 4, Proud American. We saw the horse in the first race, the 8, win off of 3 consecutive speed figure increases. Maybe Proud American will do the same here. Top last race speed figure, 7 points clear of the rest of the pack. Simulation favorite, Lone EP horse, that Sesame Street horse. Maybe that one should be in the front of the 8 instead of the back of the 5. I don't know. Before we move off to the second half of the card today, Terry, race number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Tomorrow, Thomas and I, at some point, will get together for 4 and Friday in Hong Kong. Sha Tin, that's always a ton of fun at Sha Tin. Monday, we'll get back to work at Parks, maybe, weather permitting. To make sure you don't miss any of that, what's the best thing you can do at this instant?
Well, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell. That'll tell you about when the 4 and Friday is going to start, about 30 minutes before it starts. And then go ahead and copy the link at the bottom and share it with everybody you know. Go to our social sites at X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Skies at the Horse Racing, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like. That really helps us out. And then keep these comments and picks coming, as we like to see them, and they help with the algorithms.
So this one's another maiden race, maiden optional, claiming $50,000. The speed figure here we're looking for is pretty good at 81. Not the highest, not the lowest, but certainly some quality in there, Terry. And here we see, well, we probably should take a look at this. You got a few horses that have some experience right here. 4 wants to pressure. The 3 and 11 want to close. The 10 so far not within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. So we got a whole bunch of first-time starters in here, Terry. Here you see that first-time starter data. Tell us what it means.
Well, the 3 is the maximum points you can get for a first-time starter. And if you're above that 2.5, we really like to see that. That's our threshold. And you can see there's 2 horses here that are above that 2.5. There's the, what is that, the 6, I guess, 2.64, and then the 9, 2.63. And the 9 has a back bullet, which we really like to see on those first-time starters.
Yeah, Softly Dreaming 2.62 up here at the top as well.
I didn't see that.
That's okay. We got 3 horses that have that threshold versus nose. The only one that's come close is Turkish Pistachio. Never had any, but I suppose it might be good. In these races too, Terry, a lot of times you're looking for jockeys and trainers, and there's one to look at.
Yeah, the 4 is the best jockey, and the 4 is the best trainer along with the 3, but the 4 is the best jockey-trainer combination.
So of all of the horses with some experience, the 3 horse standing out with a 10-point last race speed figure edge, also your top total pace. Of all the horses with some history, also show better pace from the beginning to the middle to the end of its last race. So maybe the 3 continues to improve and takes out those first-time starters, Terry, or maybe something else happens. And what do you think that something else might be in race 6?
Well, I like a first-time starter as my top choice, the 6. All I do, whose dam has 4 winners from 4 starters, breeding suits today's sprint distance, has a high percentage winning jockey trainer, a lot of boxes marked off. Lady Rockula, the 4, finished 3rd versus similar in the last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and Lasix is added. That's my second choice. My third choice is that 3, Turkish Pistachio, ran 2nd versus similar in the last race. Best dirt speed is fast among these starters, and the trainer and jockey have strong win rates. And then I like number 2, Softly Dreaming, debut runner by a sire with 16% first-time starter win rate. Dam has produced one winner from 2 starters, and breeding fits today's distance. And there's a top jockey aboard. No additional bets for me here.
So whenever we have these first-time starters versus all no's and maybes, I got to go with the first-time starters. That's the rules. Rules is the rules. You got to stick to the rules, or they're not rules at all. So all I do is the top-rated first-timer, then the 8, chance of a lifetime. Then I do like Turkish Pistachio. 3 consecutive speed figure increases. Better across the board last time out. And then Softly Dreaming, I was also considering the 4 and the 7 in this spot. But instead I went with the 2. You know why, Terry?
No, why?
I'm sticking to the rules.
Oh, I should have known that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm obvious and sometimes I'm a little bit more obscure, but usually I'm more on the obvious side. Right, so race number, it says 1 minute, but that's Florida. It's probably more like 10. So let's take a look at race number 7, the last of the pick 4s today. This race, Terry, is 7.5 furlongs on the turf. It's an optional claiming race. Turf races down there can favor speed. You got that early left-hand turn there. Can favor perhaps horses to the inside unless they get shuffled back. So getting off to a good start in race number 7 could be crucial, and it looks like one of them is going to start off and be all by myself.
Yep, that 9. It's really got a good number at 66.2% compared to everything else. So if there's no trouble, it should get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, catch me if you can. A part of the 3 horses that want to be on the front and the 5 that want to be on the back. That should favor horses, Terry, that are forward, although the 6 horse and the 3 do have some left arrow ability, so they might be close to the pace today. But that 9 horse, Java Buzz, will be buzzing out there by himself.
Going to be very comfortable at a 92.51%, and the closest to it is a 57.63%. So,
yeah, got a pretty strong C zone here with the 10 horse. Win with Faith. That's not a bad idea. 593 out of 1,000 times when we ran our simulation. That speed figure was better than 85. So that 10 horse, ton of talent, perhaps. 2 horses, your simulation favorite. 6 horse does have a top total pace edge of more than a length over everybody else. This is one of those races, Terry, that you could go speed, you could go class, you could go pace, you could go jockey trainer. What did you do?
I went with the 10, Win with Faith. Finished third versus Cimarron all weather in last race. Best turf speed is fast among today's starters. Has a high percentage jockey. My voodoo doll, the 6, performs well at Gulfstream Park. 50% of money finishes with 25% win rate. Has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. And then Super Attentive, the 4, won the last race at Gulfstream Park. Highest last rate speed rating and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 2 is my long shot, ran second versus similar in the last race, has a high percentage winning rate, speed rate, and has a bullet workout on January 10th. I'm going to play the last Miami Vice Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 2, 4, 6, 10 with the 1, 5, with the 2, 6, with the 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 10, $48 ticket.
Why don't you just throw the 9 in there, Terry, too? Because it'll only take you to $50.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if the 9 were to win, you'd be salty that you did it. I have the 10 horse Win with Faith, my top pick as well. That horse, Mr. Terry, almost all of his races will be good enough to win here. Then I have the 9 horse. Going to be out front. Whenever I see those horses that have a great chance to be out front with a standalone C zone, and that's pretty much a 92 is. A lot of those horses get to the front, Terry, and you know what they do?
They stay there.
Yes, indeed, they do. Then I have my voodoo doll. It is that top total pace horse, 6 points better than everybody else, making the 3rd start up for the first time in a long time. So this could be really a boom or a bust effort for my voodoo doll. And then finally, Super Alternative is a horse for the Gulfstream grass course. 4 times out, 2 wins in a 3rd. A dozen times running somewhere else on something else. Has 12 races and only 4 seconds. So if it's going to win, it'll be today. My pick 4 is 4, 6, 9, 10, 1, 3, 5, 6, 2, 3, 6, and then 1 and 4. Again, I think a very difficult series of pick 4 bets today. All right, race number 2 is about to get cracking. Looks like all the horses are in the gates. Just about ready to go. The baritone tones of Peter Aiello in my ear, and Dream Diamond did not get off to a dreamy start. Stuck in the gates and trying to make up some ground now as they make their way through the turn. At the moment, the 1 horse, Spirit of Jamaica, in race number 2, is your pace setter. It wasn't here that he would be part of the pace. You got the 5 horse, the one that might be part of the pace. Then the 7, the 4 horse, the one that was supposed to get out in the lead, didn't get out onto the lead. So opening up the door for perhaps other horses to run reasonable fractions, and they did. 24.35 seconds. You got a trio of horses out on the front there with the 1, the 5, and the 7. Tracking behind them, you have the 2 and the 3, and then the 4 horse after that. Tough start. Not doing so well. My 3 horse, it's going straight backwards. So right now it's in last place. Not where you want to see your top pick be, right, Terry?
That's right.
But looks like the 2 trail horses are starting to become engaged. Right now, the 6 horse is running the best of the bunch. He is out to the front there. Doesn't really have a whole lot of pressure coming on to him at the moment. The 2 horse is trying to get engaged too, but I don't know. The 6 horse kind of really moving up the track there. It'll be interesting to see who does what. The 2 horse is definitely moving the best at the moment. I think he is going to overcome the 6 as they get to the finish line. Good thing, because you would have been upset if the 6 horse had beaten you on your pick 4. It's going to go 2 and then 6, 7, and then the 3. I really don't know what the hell the jockey on the 3 horse was doing. Jose Morales. I don't understand why you have soft fractions and you take your horse from the middle of the pack to the back to the pack and then try to re-rally. I love jockeys. We've had them on our show, but it's been my experience that I guess in some ways they do win races, but it seems to me that the horse that makes the jockey that makes the least amount of mistakes is the one that ends up winning. So I guess it also means the one who made the best decisions. I'm not sure. So the 2 horse, if you see here, Terry, in race number 2, lots of reasons to like the 2 horse as your top pick. It was a 7-point top total pace horse. It did have the top jockey and trainer on there as well. A yes horse, one of 2 class droppers. Many reasons to think 3-1 was a reasonable price for Game Changer Jolie, who was ridden by Irad Ortiz. No bad decisions there. Race number 8 is next on our list. 3 to go. As we take a look at the 8th spot, we are 7 furlongs, Terry. Nice allowance race. 7 furlongs on the dirt track will favor some speed for sure, Terry. So we again find one horse that's a little bit quicker than everybody else.
Yeah, take a look at the 3. It has a 40.3% number there, and it's double the next closest number of the 2 and the 5. So there you go.
Yeah, we have 1 class dropper, all to win. It's not a yes horse, only one, Rocky's Balboa. The 6 horse, though, is a yes horse if you like the jockey.
Yeah, the 6 horse has the best jockey, 4 is the best trainer, but the 6 has the best jockey trainer combination.
In this setup here, Terry, everybody wants to be middle forward. That could favor the 2 if the 2 had a big late pace edge. It'd be part of that late pace in there for sure. But it also looks like he might be part of the early speed. In this case, Terry, we got 4 horses to pick from on the C zones. Any of them stand out to you?
Yeah, take a look at that 6. It's got an 88.34%, followed up by the 4 with an 83.3%. So
5 is your simulation favorite with the 1, also your top total pace. We saw the top total pace horse take home last race. Terry, is race number 7, is that your best bet?
No, but I'm going to make we're in the 8th race. No, it's not my best bet because it's just something I did a little bit different today.
All right.
Because I was having a hard time deciding which one would be my best bet. So anyway, I like in the 8th race, the 5, Rocky's Balboa. Won the last race at Gulfstream Park. Best start speed is fast one till he starts. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then win, place, and show, the 1. Won last race at Gulfstream Park. Highest last race speed rating. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, all to win. The 6 drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. And Lasix is at us. Hawk, the 4, is my long shot. Won last race at Gulfstream Park. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey as well. And they also added Lasix for this horse. I'm going to play a $10 daily double from the 1 and the 5 to the 6 in the 9th race.
Funny, we have every horse in this race. So my opinion is just take the 3 and the 4. Forget everybody else. Or maybe, no, we don't. Neither one of us has the 2. So forget that. Just take the 2 horse. Trelawney, because we have every other horse but that between us. Or just go 2, 3, 4, leave out the 1, 5, 6, because those are the ones we sort of agree on. Anyhow, for me, Eddie Haskell, that is the top selection. Had an easy win in its debut, was well bet. Does have some second race upside here. And what's interesting to me is that Tyler Gaffleone ran and won on win, place, and show last time out. But he's on the 3. He's not on the 1. But the 1 is my second pick. Showed early pace in both races. Last time out, closed pretty strongly as well with a major late piece improvement. If you can do that again, Tyler made the wrong decision. 5 Rockies Balboa, only yes horse in the field. It's the only one so far that's shown it can or has hit par of 89. Speed, 3-year-old catching first-time Lasix. A lot of them are because 2-year-olds are not eligible for Lasix. And then finally, but I prefer Speed with Lasix over a horse that might be turning 3, but has, not really shown anything. So the Speed and Lasix works. And then finally, 6 horse, All to Win. It is a big class dropper, 1.5 lengths, and the only class dropper. And it gets Irad, who just won on one of 2 class droppers. I'm going to stake some luck on the 3 again. I don't know. Eddie's Haskell, $5 exact key box. 3 with the 1, 5, and 6. I think I had a bunch of 3 horses yesterday too, and none of them did me any well. So shortly, I will start downgrading 3s because they're not crypting my codes. Speaking of which, I wonder where our good friend Private Ross is today. Oops, 2 races to go. This one must be your best bet of the day, Terry. Race number 9.
It is.
A mile and a 16th on the all-weather track. Usually horses that come from the middle with some late speed take home the titles here. You usually look for early speed, but in this case, Terry, let's see if a lot of them have some late speed in there.
Yeah, they do. They're all pretty close to you. So it's anybody's guess who's going to get the quarter pole first.
What's interesting is I Love Venezuela also has some of the most early speed, has the most late speed. Sometimes you can't pass what you can't catch in there, Terry. But who has the best jockey trainer?
Well, take a look there. The 6 is the best jockey, 3 the best trainer, but I think the 6 is the best jockey trainer combination.
1 and 2 want to be on the front. The 3, 4, 6, and 7, they're PC type, so they have some versatility. The 5 and the 8 want to close. Again, we find a race, Terry, where the C-zones say almost everybody should be well positioned today.
Yeah, a lot of them are above that 50% threshold, especially the 6. It's in the 80% place. So,
bring a drum roll. Yes, I got to do that. Betting it's drum roll number 6. Yeah, I think you're probably right. A little bit of foreshadowing, as they call it there, Terry. A few class droppers in here. A lot of horses with a great chance to hit par, particularly that 6. 751 out of 1,000 simulations. 6 hit Randy Moss, or better, 84. Got to be the best 84 that ever played. I don't think there's any question about that. I think it was 84 in Minnesota. I don't remember. Sometimes the first thing to go is the brain. Drum roll, please, Mr. Terry, if I can find it. There it is. And I got a feeling our best bet of the day is...
It is the 6, Ashima. 7 wins from 12 starts at Gulfstream Park. Top speed at today's distance, fastest all-weather speed in this field. Trainer and jockey have strong win rates. This horse should win this race. Number 2, I love Venezuela. Won 4 races out of the last 5 starts at Gulfstream Park. Loves the distance. Fish money. Mooney money. The 5 is likes Gulfstream Park. Been in the money 75% of the time here and 38% of the time won it. And then can handle today's distance. Been in the money 77% of the time, winning 46% of those. And then I like the 3 of my long shot drops in Class A trained by a high percentage winning trainer, ridden by a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to bet 20 to win on the 6, a $10 exacta box, 2-6, and then I'm going to bet $10 exacta 6 on top with the 1, 2, 3, 5. That's it.
Ashima, my top pick too. Sometimes when we agree, that's a good thing. Sometimes when we don't agree, that's a good thing. Well, that one did win 7 of 12, as Terry pointed out, at Gulfstream Park, but it won 7 of 11 at the distance. Horse's resume says it should be as good or maybe a little bit better in the second start after layoff. And then I have Oshala, the 3, pretty much all or nothing horse. Usually get good odds on these types. Ran 9 times, won 5 of them. Has a 3rd in there, which was the last race. Does have an excellent workout in between starts. Then the 2, I love Venezuela. Correct distance for this guy, 5 times out. 4 times into the winner's circle, 1 runner-up position. And then the only question for me is that first time off a layoff. How is he going to run? And then finally, number 1, Insolenta. It is tied for the simulation in favor. It did show some better early pace. And the thing that catches my eye is this one has a chance to be a lone E. If it can get out of the gates, should be a part of that early pace, one of the top 2 as they get started. No additional bets for me, Mr. Terry, as we close out our Gulfstream Park card today in what's been a light week, unfortunately, as bad weather has gripped most of the nation and is expected to continue to do so through the weekend. But we will be back tomorrow for 4 and Friday. I don't know what the weather's like in Shatin, but I suppose it can't be any worse than it is here. Probably better, for sure. Terry and I will be back Monday. Hopefully, they'll return to racing at parks on Mondays. And if they do, you'll find Terry and I where?
You'll find us on our YouTube channel, and you should subscribe to that if you haven't already. And then hit the bell so you'll find out if there is going to be racing on Monday that we're going to be at parks. And then go ahead and copy that link below and share with everybody you know as they come and check us out. Go to Horse Racing, the number 2 day at our social sites, X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Skies, and give retweets, thumbs up, likes, and then keep these comments and picks coming. We like to see them. They really help with our algorithms.
So 1 mile on the turf. So that's an allowance race. You start right here, make 1 clean trip around the grass course. Usually on the turf track there, speed can do all right. So if you're going to look for some speed in race number 2, you don't have to look very far.
Yeah, the 1 has the most speed, followed up by that 2. So, they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole.
Yeah, the 1 and the 2, they're going to be out front with the 5. Those are your main horses. The 1 horse has the most flexibility as an EP type. He can pilot if the 2 goes too slow, and he can co-pilot along with the 5 if he goes too fast. So there's some flexibility in there. The rest of these horses, middle back, that does tend to favor horses that are closer to the front, Terry. Once again, our C zone tells us plenty of horses are going to be lined up right where they want to be.
Yeah, there's 5 of them above that 50% threshold, especially the 7 and the 10. The 10 having an 88%, the 7 and 87, almost 88% C zone number.
Maybe this is the race to find some value.
It could be. Take a look at the ones, 2 to 1 to 6 to 1, and the 10 has a nice one from 9 to 4, 9 to 5, 9 to 2 to 20 to 1, and then that 11 is 5 to 1 to 8 to 1.
And that 1 horse, 59% chance, so 590 out of 1,000 times. Our simulation said that it'll run a speed figure of 86 or better. That's high probability in there, Terry. Also a 4-point last race speed figure edge. Also our simulation favorite. The 4 horse, if you want a closer, just for luck. The guy's got about a 1.5 length late speed, and you should be able to outclose all of those. The 1 horse does have an 8-point, so 1.5 length early pace plus late pace advantage, although he does not have the advantage with the jockey or trainer.
No, the 4 has the best jockey, and the 1 has the best trainer, but the 4 actually has the best jockey-trainer combination.
All right, so the final picks for today's show, you're going to start with whom?
I'm going to start with the 4, Just for Luck, finished 3rd versus similar on the all-weather track last race, and then best turf speed is fast among today's starters. Trainer and jockey have high win rates. 2 Beers by 10 is the 2. Finished 2nd in the last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 1 is my 3rd choice, finished in the money in 6 of the 7 races in its career, and winning 2 races, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then Just Prudence, the 10 won the last race at Gulfstream Park, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm out of money, so I can make no more bets.
Canuto, the 1 horse, 1 length class dropper in here, top last race speed figure, 4 points, top total pace, 8 points, simulation favorite. Should run well. Just for Luck, the 4 horse, 7-point late speed edge. Going to be rolling up in the second start after a layoff and switching to Irad. The 6 horse, War Officer, Safi Joseph Jr. That is an alpha angle, which is hard to believe he has any down there at Gulfstream Park as much as he wins. First time around the track with a new horse, he clicks in at 30% versus his overall win rate of 20. So a 50% excess return rate. And then finally, jurisprudence, just like you, Terry. You're going to end on a flyer. Top C zone, just 3/4 of a length away from winning both of his races on turf. I'm going to do a $5 exact key box. 1 with the 4, the 6, the 7, and the 10. Race number 1 and 2 are in the books. Race number 1, the winner was the 8-horse. Race number 2, the winner was the 2-horse. So 8 divided by 2 equals 4, Terry. There you go.
Right.
4 will be the next winner. And there you see our picks for the rest of the card. In race number 3, no bets. Race number 4, the second of the pick fours, as we are both alive in the first pick 4. Hopefully, Stuart, we can collect a couple more today. Race number 5, nada. Race number 6, nada. Race number 7, another pick 4. Race number 8, we have an exact key box and a daily double. Race number 9, Terry's best bet the day. 6-horse, 20 to win, $10 exacta box with the 2. And then a $10 exacta, 6 over to 1, 2, 3, 5. And then we're going to close it out with one more exacta key box, 1 over to 4, the 6, the 7, and the 10. Again, just a quick reminder over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, today's free picks are of Turf Paradise. Shouldn't be too cold down there, I wouldn't suspect, in Arizona. You can get that along with our picks today over at horseracingtoday.net. Here in just a few minutes, you'll see it'll say Gulfstream Park picks. Click on that. You'll see a link to today's smart sheets as well as an explanation on how to use them. Our tip jar is right there. Don't be a stranger. Say hi. Coffee, Mountain Dew. We love that. Guaranteed tip sheets, free track link right there. Make sure you utilize that. Our race replay will be right here. And if you look in the description on YouTube, you will find each race to be timestamped so you can come back and see why Terry likes the 6-horse in race number 9 as his best bet of the day. And whilst you're here, hit that HRT gear button. Come on over to our shop for 4 days. You get 25% off everything. And we greatly appreciate your support and looking great, which are 2 great combinations. Thank you, Don Johnson, for your time today. See you Monday, hopefully, for Parks, your favorite track, one of ours. For sure. One of my favorite parts of the show is Terry's words of wisdom to bring us home. So enlighten us all, my friend.
Well, I want you to all be safe with this terrible weather out there. And whatever you're planning on doing or want to accomplish, I hope you have a very successful day or week or year. Other than that, I'll see you on Monday, hopefully at Parks Racing.
Yeah, we certainly hope, I do, that all the desires of your heart for today, tomorrow, all of 2026, that they all do come to pass with God's grace, God's favor, his blessings, and that everything that you do between now and the time we return ends up in
The winner.
Yes.